had over an hour to wait for the Nelson bus. Mikey and Hannah left Sky on the bus station seat, looking after the bags, while they went across the road to the store. It was easier buying ice creams without Sky, who would never make up his mind what flavour he wanted. They looked carefully round the shop before they went in, just in case there was someone inside who knew them. A lot of Sounds people did their shopping in Havelock. "No deadly spies," Mikey said cheerfully. "Advance to next position." Hannah had a fistful of money, and as they stood in the queue of people waiting to be served, she looked at the shelves behind the counter. "Gobstoppers," she said. "Cream caramels." "Vinegar-flavoured potato crisps," said Mikey, the words bringing juice to his mouth. "Licorice all sorts," said Hannah. "White chocolate. Extra strong peppermints." "Crisps," said Mikey. "Crunchy brown vinegar crisps." "Yes, dear," the shop woman said to Hannah. "3 double cones, please," said Hannah. "1 strawberry, 1 goody gumdrops, and 1 double chocolate. And I'd like some crisps," said Mikey. "Some vinegar-flavoured crisps. 3 packets, please." Hannah had her strawberry ice cream in one hand, her money in the other. She walked ahead of Mikey, who was struggling to keep a cone in each hand and the bag of crisps under his arm. He didn't see what happened. He heard Hannah cry out, and next thing saw her ice cream upside down on the floor, stuck like a red-faced clown. Instead of trying to pick it up, Hannah simply stood there, her hand over her mouth. Mikey couldn't do anything to help, but the shopwoman came straight away with paper towels. "Accidents happen all the time. Don't worry, dear. I'll get you another one." Mikey was about to make a joke of it when Hannah started to cry. "It doesn't matter," he said, standing there with ice cream running down his hands. Then he saw what was in front of Hannah, a high shelf full of cans. They were stacked too high, with large red and white labels, "Wuff Stuff." On each can there was a picture of a dog and words, "When only the best is good enough, give your pet delicious Wuff Stuff." "Here you are, dear," said the woman, giving Hannah another ice cream. "Hurry up now. I've got the feeling you might be late for school." Hannah was very quiet after that. No more stories, no more organising. They sat together on the seat at the bus stop with most of the talk coming from Sky, who kept talking to people and telling them his name was Boomy Boomy Nutcake. Mikey looked out to see if there was anyone they knew. After a while, he relaxed and did things for Hannah. First, he blew up their crisp bags and burst them. Then he went up and down the footpath in front of her doing his squeaky knee trick, walking stiffly like a robot and making creaking noises with his mouth at each step. Usually Hannah laughed at that. He and Sky pulled faces to look like monsters, but Hannah just sat there, all bundled up inside herself. Mikey knew how she felt about the cans, but he thought she was overdoing it. He said, "Look, if Mr. Wuff Stuff makes dog food, he's got to sell it to the shops, doesn't he? I mean, they just didn't stick it up on the shelf to freak you out. I bet it's in every shop." "Shut up," snapped Hannah. "Shadrach's got Hannibal Megasaurus to look after him," Mikey said. Even that didn't get through to her. She sat like a statue, only moving when a dog came up to her, trying to be friendly. "I'm more worried than you are," Mikey said, clutching his heart. "I'm worried about Shadrach. I'm worried about what Joe and Sophie are going to say. I'm worried about the truck driver, the school bus, missing school. I'm just one big heap of worries. Look." He made a crazy face. All she did was fold her arms and turn her head away. She was all right, though, when the bus stopped. "3 halves to Nelson," she said to the driver, holding out a bundle of crumpled money. "What? No school today?" he asked. "We're going to the dentist," Hannah said quickly. The driver laughed. "Hope that's not too boring for you." Mikey, who collected jokes, repeated it to himself so that he would remember it. As they sat down, Hannah and Sky in one seat and Mikey in front of them, Hannah at last spoke to him. "It wasn't much of a lie," she said. "I really feel like we're going to the dentist." Always before, Mikey had travelled to Nelson by car. Seated high in the coach with a large window to himself, he could see much more scenery. Perhaps that was why he noticed so many dogs and horses on the trip. He hoped that Hannah wasn't looking. Nearer Nelson, a woman got in and sat beside him. She didn't say anything, but several times she sniffed, and he hoped she knew that the smell was coming from Sky in the seat behind and not him. They were going past the sea. Mikey counted the wooden houses perched on sand dunes and the boats in front yards. Ahead of them, distant yet, was the city of Nelson, like a jigsaw puzzle waiting to be put together. "Excuse me," Mikey said to the woman sitting next to him. "Do you know where Harvey Street is?" "Yes." "Harvey Street in Nelson?" "Yes." He thought she might be deaf. He shouted, "We want to go to Harvey Street." "Please?" "Yes." Then he realized the woman was a tourist who didn't understand what he was saying. The woman smiled at him and offered him a sweet. He looked at it. He'd always been told never to take sweets from strangers, but he supposed this was different. He smiled back. "Please, yes." As they got off the bus, he asked the driver, "Can you tell us where Harvey Street is?" "Sure. Out of town that way. First turn left, second right, and keep on going." "What do you want Harvey Street for?" "Nothing much down there. A bit of industrial land, paddocks, an old dog meat factory. No dentist." Hannah said, "First we have to see someone at the dog meat factory." Mikey added, "Is it easy to find?" "You'll smell it long before you get there," said the driver. "Just follow your nose, old son. Just follow your nose."